of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Wisconsin.
And we welcome you on a Wednesday afternoon, San Francisco, California. It is another gorgeous day here. McCovey Cove, great setting for AT Park. It's the Brewers and the Giants. Game 3 of this 3-game series. It is the rubber game as the Brewers try to win a series before they head home. Hi, everybody. We welcome you from San Francisco alongside Bill Schroeder. I'm Brian Anderson. Great to have you with us. Telly Hughes is our reporter here this afternoon. And you know, we were talking about this Open today, and it's not that we want to talk about Gerardo Parra each and every single day, but Rock, he just keeps hitting, and he's giving us no choice at this point.
Yeah, he's forcing us by playing some good baseball. You know, they say it's hot here in San Francisco this week. Well, Gerardo Parra's been hot for the last few months. I mean, since the beginning of May, Gerardo Parra has been doing everything the Brewers could have possibly asked of him and more, both at the plate, on the bases, in the field, throwing and making some great catches. But since he's been put into that leadoff spot in the batting order, he seems to be able to get on base in the first inning, whether it be a walk or a base hit. Just continues to get the job done. That might have been a game-saving catch in last night's ball game. Couple of men on. A great catch down the line that could have saved the game for Milwaukee, but Gerardo Parra certainly making a name for himself. He's been one of the best in the business for a few months now.
Now look at his month of July. These are among the best numbers in all of baseball for a single month. He's hitting .429. He's trying to extend a 12-game hitting streak today. And as a leadoff hitter, as Rock mentioned, look at where he stands. 22 runs scored for an offense that has been churning along. They ran into a roadblock the last 3 days until last night. And now the Brewers are trying to make it back-to-back wins against the reigning world champs. Telly Hughes will break down the offensive surge last night. We'll see if they can keep it going. Stay with us. Brewers baseball this afternoon on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time.
The Brew Crew can wrap up the 7-game road trip with a series win over San Francisco if they can swing together back-to-back wins over the Giants. Good afternoon from AT Park, where the Brewers' bats broke loose last night for 5 runs on 9 hits. 7 of those 9 hits came from the first 4 hitters in the Brewers' batting order. And that's big-time production when you consider the fact that that's combined output over the previous 5 games. Last night's numbers were a significant upgrade at the plate compared to what took place the first 5 games of the trip. Craig Counsell credits that to better at-bats and keeping the line moving.
We did a good job getting hitting a double, getting a guy over, or getting a guy in with less than 2 outs. We did a nice job of that yesterday, and that execution, we put some single tallies up there, but those were important runs, and especially in a ballpark like this.
Can the Crew get to Jake Peavy the same way they did Matt Cain and cap off a series win? We'll send it back to our Fox Sports Wisconsin studios, where Jamie and Davey will have more on the Giants starter after the break. Presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Book your stay now. Great place to visit, great ballpark, and some of the most impressive vistas in all of Major League Baseball. Look at that scene out there at McCovey Cove. We got a crystal clear Wednesday afternoon for baseball. 76 degrees. There is Ryan Braun. He is back today after 2 days out of the lineup with back spasms. He has deemed himself ready for this afternoon's game as the Brewers match up against Jake Peavy and the San Francisco Giants. Rubber game of this series. The Brewers winning last night finally found their offense, scoring 5 runs on 9 hits. Here's how Council will line them up today. It's brought to you by Potawatomi. Parra, Lucroy, and Braun at the top. You got Lynn, Gomez, and Jeanette in the middle with Segura, Perez, and Mike Fiers rounding it out. Good thing Braun is back. He's had great success here at AT&T Park in his career. And Rock, how about Jake Peavy? You see only 6 starts this year. This is just the 7th start of the season. Like Matt Cain, he has been a good portion of the year on the disabled list.
Yeah, missed half of April, all of May and June, came back on July 3rd. He lost his first 4 starts, but his last 2 have been pretty good. He's been able to pick up wins his last 2 times out. He's 34 years old, 16th season in the big leagues. His first year was back in 2002 with the Padres, making start number 13 against the Brewers here today, and he's 4-4. Let's check out the Giants Menards defense. They're 4th best defensively in the National League. They've committed only 49 errors this year. Aoki, Blanco, and Pence in the outfield. You got Duffy, Crawford, Arianza, and Brandon Belt from 3rd to 1st, and Hector Sanchez behind the plate. No Buster Posey day game after a night game today.
Yeah, no Posey, no Angel Pagan. Blanco's had a couple of hits as a pinch hitter in this series. That's Phil Cuzzy. He'll call the balls and strikes here today. The crew chief is over at first base. Jerry Davis, Will Little, and Tony Randazzo round out the umpiring crew. And all the pieces are in place. Giants in their home white uniforms, a little off-white. And the Brewers in the road grays for the last time for a while. The Brewers are coming home after the game today. And the longest homestand of the season coming up, 11 games. Cubs, Padres, Cardinals on the next homestand. Brewers are going to be home a lot in the month of August, just 8 road games in the month. And finally the schedule leveling out for Milwaukee. Gerardo Parra will start it. First pitch from Peavy is down and in, and away we go. Wednesday afternoon in San Francisco. Parra on a 12-game hitting streak. His .324 batting average is good enough for tied for 5th in the National League to start play today. Paul Goldschmidt is the league leader at .347. And then Parra tied with DJ LeMahieu of the Colorado Rockies, just a point behind Buster Posey for 4th in the National League. He's had a great year, and the statistics are bearing it out now.
And has been particularly good in that leadoff spot, been able to get on base. There's been a number of games where he's been able to get things going quickly for the Brewers. First at bat, hits or walks. You can see the kind of July he's been able to put in. A .429 batting average. The only rough month, I guess, was April, where he wasn't getting a whole lot of consistent playing time. That's changed a lot.
1-2 pitch fouled away by Parra. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Parra has been hitting leadoff quite a bit. This is his 29th start as the leadoff hitter for the Brewers, and in his games where he's just been a leadoff hitter, he's hitting .379 for Craig Counsell. Scoring a lot of runs. Nobody scored more runs in the month of July than Parra as he slaps one foul. Good long at bat to start the afternoon as Parra spoiling a number of the Peavy 2-strike offerings.
Yeah, Peavy not a hard thrower these days. Gets it up to about 92. He's got some good sink, a cut fastball, change, and a curveball. So he's going to mix it up to both right-handers and left-handers. Used to be a power pitcher, not anymore.
Won a Cy Young Award with the Padres with the former Bruce Bochy managed club back in '02 when he came up with San Diego. So there's a lot of familiarity there. Boston traded Peavy to San Francisco last year for the stretch run, and he pitched well for the Giants. Big part of their 3rd World Series title in the last 5 years. And that one just missed. 3-2 is the count.
And a little backup slider just missed that outside corner. Phil Cuzzy thought about it for a second. A little off the outside part.
Pitch number 7, you see Foxtracks had it away. Pitch number 8 is on the ground to the right side. Booted by Belt, recovers, pitches to Peavy in time for the out. So Belt able to rescue that one, and that's how the day begins after an 8-pitch battle with Gerardo Parra.
Yeah, Belt's had some problems with those little bouncers to first base, the tricky spin. He made an error on Monday night here at AT Park, but able to recover and get the out.
Here's Lucroy now, back in the 2 spot in the batting order. Jonathan with 2 hits last night. 2 out of 3 with a run batted in. 3 for 7 in the series thus far. And Lucroy having a good road trip. Brewers really scuffled offensively for a 4-day window. Got shut out over the weekend in Arizona, back-to-back games. Matter of fact, they did not score a run as they went from Arizona to San Francisco in 23 consecutive innings. Scored just 2 runs on Monday night, but then finally last night got loose a little bit on Matt Cain. 5 runs on 9 hits, and they jumped on Cain early with 2 first-inning runs.
And the Brewers had men on base and all over the bases in the first 5 innings. It could have been a lot better offensively, but pitching very good. Peralta looked very good, and the bullpen did its job.
Now Peralta was the headliner last night, coming back from the disabled list. Not sure what you were going to get out of Willie Peralta. Everybody was curious and interested to see what his stamina would be like, his stuff would be like. But he was on his game last night. 6 innings, 2 earned runs. I think he gave Craig Counsell and the Brewers a lot more than they expected in his first game back after 2 months on the DL.
And it looked a lot like he pitched last year as opposed to what he was doing early in the season this year.
And his pitch count was in very good shape. They were very protective of his pitch count last night. He threw just 84 pitches in 6 full innings plus 2 batters in the 7th. Reason to be all smiles today. Picked up his 2nd win of the season. 2-2 to Lucroy is fouled off. It's interesting that the Brewers have the best record in the National League since June 23rd. Had a dreadful start to the season, but everybody wants to know how the Brewers are playing, and they've taken down a number of contending teams. They've won series from a number of contenders, and I think they certainly have the respect of the Giants. Bruce Bochy was saying as much, knowing that the Brewers are a much different team than what their record shows right now. Brewers are 19-11, so they're 8 games over 500 in a little over a month of games.
Yeah, tough to recover from a 5-17 month of April. The Brewers have played around 500 since that time. Coming off a very good month of June.
Nice catch.
I should say a good month of July. A couple of days left. They're 13-9 in the month of July.
Well, had a 500 month in June, trying to have a winning month for the first time in July. These are all consolation prizes. Doesn't really matter in the big scheme of things, because you always want to play for a pennant or try to get yourself into the postseason as a wild card. But the Brewers will have to wait till next year to start that over as Peavy strikes out Jonathan Lucroy for the 2nd out of the inning. And with 2 outs, here comes Ryan Braun returning to the lineup.
And lower back tightness has kept him out of the first 2 games of this series. A late scratch on Monday, and they talk about his success here at AT&T Park. I mean, Ryan Braun is a guy that likes hitting in the Western Conference. The West Division, always good in Arizona, and certainly here at AT&T Park. Not a very good hitter's park, but Ryan Braun has fared pretty well.
How about that slugging average here? Even better than Barry Bonds. A lot fewer games in this ballpark. He's had a tough year against the Giants this year, though. Just 2 for 11. Those games coming in Milwaukee. The Giants swept the Brewers earlier this year, late May. And as a matter of fact, with that win on Monday, the Giants had won 7 straight games against the Brewers, going back into 2014. But now the Crew with a chance to win a series. That would give them a nice little jolt, headed home to match up against division rival Chicago. The Cubs are coming in tomorrow. 2-0 on Braun. 2 outs in the inning. That one's in there.
Man, Braun thought that was low. A lot of breaking pitches, off-speed stuff. It used to be for Peavy. Power sinker, slider. That was pretty much all he needed, but not these days. More of a controlled pitcher, keeps the ball down. Strikeouts are down.
And Braun lines one, foul. Just missed the line. Hooked it. A touch. And it's 2-2. Peavy now 34 years of age. He's been an All-Star 3 times. He was one of the dominant pitchers in the league with San Diego and resulted in a Cy Young Award back in 07. Slow roll to third base. Matt Duffy will make the play. Peavy has a 1-2-3 first inning. We're off and running in San Francisco on a beautiful sunny day. Mike Fiers on the mound next. To start against the reigning world champs. Brewers go in order against Jake Peavy in the top of the first inning. And Fiers will try to send the Brewers to a series victory. The Giants batting order turned in by Bruce Bochy. It is brought to you by Potawatomi, Nori Aoki, Gregor Blanco, and Matt Duffy at the top. Hunter Pence, Brandon Belt, Brandon Crawford in the middle of Bochy's order with Hector Sanchez starting for Posey today. Ire Adrianza will play second base for the second consecutive day, and then Peavy to round it out.
Yeah, Mike Fiers making start number 21, a 5-8 record, a 394 earned run average. He's making start number 3, game number 4. He's worked 1 game out of the bullpen against the Giants, 0-2, including a 3-1 loss this year at Miller Park.
Here's Nori Aoki, the former Brewer, in the leadoff spot here today. Angel Pagan has led off the first 2 games for the Giants. Aoki just returning from a broken leg. Had a fracture in the fibula after being hit by a pitch. This is just his 3rd game back. Has that protective brace on his right leg. And Aoki turns on one, foul, pulls it into the seats. Nori's been a nice fit for the Giants. He's had good numbers when he's been out there. They really suffered while he was away. He's extremely versatile. Can obviously hit lineup or anywhere else in the batting order you need him. Mostly a left fielder these days. Ground ball to Jeanette. Got to hurry it over to first. And it's in time to get Aoki out number 1 for Fires.
Yeah, 3 games for Aoki against the Brewers here, and 3 different spots in the lineup. First game was 8th in the lineup. Yesterday 2nd. And leading off today.
Here's Gregor Blanco, who has 2 hits in the series, both in pinch hit at bats, a double and a single. He drove in a run in the opener. I beg your pardon, has 3 hits in the series, the 2 hits coming in pinch hit at bats, and then he remained in the game yesterday and had an infield hit in his final at bat. So he's 3 for 3, and he earns a start this afternoon. In the air, right field, routine for Braun. Yeah, he's fighting it a little bit, huh? Maybe not so routine as the wind is blowing and no clouds up there to speak of. How about the Brewers defense, Rock, courtesy of Menards?
Yeah, everybody's healthy back in the lineup. Ryan Braun back in the lineup. Adam Lind, his 2nd consecutive start. He missed Monday against the Giants. 102 double plays turned by the Brewers. That's tied for 3rd in the National League. The Rockies caught him yesterday, both with 102 double plays. Jonathan Lucroy catches the day game after the night game.
Straight up 1 o'clock here on the West Coast, and you see the result of the wind in the flags. And for those who, as Matt Duffy bats here with 2 outs, for those who remember the days of Candlestick Park, this ballpark is configured differently, so you don't really feel the wind or get the sensation of the wind like you did in Candlestick. Now the grandstand blocks a lot of that wind. So we sit here in the booth and say, you know, it's a beautiful, pleasant day and fly balls are easy. But maybe not necessarily out there in the outfield.
And the wind's been blowing pretty well out to center field in all 3 games of the series. And you can see the way Ryan Braun had to fight the wind, maybe the sun a little bit to catch that last fly ball. But nothing like Candlestick Park.
Yeah, the fans, the grandstands took the brunt of the wind at Candlestick, which could be the coldest place in America in the middle of the summer. The coldest place in the world, as a matter of fact, in July or even August. What was that Mark Twain quote? Coldest winter he ever spent was summer in San Francisco.
Right. Something like that.
Something like that.
Close.
Paraphrasing. Just maybe Twain didn't have it exactly right. I thought I'd just clean it up a little bit. The great author.
So you're correcting his work.
Misremembering his work. Enhancing it, right. As if he needs it. Duffy in a 2-2 count. And fires, deals into right center. Shallow. Gomez lays out and makes the catch. Well, Gomez and Parra putting on a clinic in the outfield in this series. Each of them with gold gloves, each of them showing that form. Gomez with the wind makes a beautiful catch to end the inning. We head to the 2nd. for the Giants and has some history against the Milwaukee Brewers. Had a great outing against them last season. He'll face Adam Lind to start it. Peavy started the year in the rotation. He lost a couple of games right out of the gates in April and then had to go on the disabled list. Did not return until July 3rd. So this is just his 5th outing since coming back. But Rock, last year in August, part of a 3-game sweep, Jake Peavy was fantastic through 7 2/3.
Yeah, fountain of youth. I mean, he was outstanding and pitching very similar to the way he's pitching right now. I mean, not the big velocity, relies more on movement and keeping hitters off balance. He used to be a power pitcher, basically 2 pitches, and that's all he needed. You know, mid-90s, big power sinker and the slider. Flip up a curveball once in a while, but he'd go right after you. Now more on the corners.
Giants got Peavy not just for what he can do between the lines. He's not the pitcher that he was, of course, when he won the Cy Young Award, which was 8 years ago. However, he's a great clubhouse presence. He and Bochy have a very tight relationship. Lind with the shift on bounces right into it, and there is out number 1. Last year, Peavy in the postseason started 4 games for the Giants and pitched very well in the division series against Washington. 5 2/3 scoreless innings against the Nationals, and then so-so against the Cardinals. They had to take him out in a very tightly contested game and gave up a bunch of runs in the World Series in a couple of starts. But he does have a lot of postseason experience. He's had 9 career playoff starts, and he's trying to make it 3 consecutive years pitching in the postseason. He was in there with Boston in 13, Giants last year, and hoping the Giants are back this season. Gomez with 1 away.
A 19-game winner back in 2007, the National League Cy Young Award winner.
Hey, not only did he lead the league in wins that year, but he won the pitching triple crown. Most wins, best ERA, and the most strikeouts. Long pause. Now he's got the one he wants. The 0-2 is back up the middle. Ranging over is Crawford, and he's got him. Gomez is out. 2 up, 2 down with a couple of ground outs for Peavy in the second. And here's Scooter Gennett. Scooter with a couple of hits in the series. He had a triple and a run scored last night. Brewers had 2 triples last night, Gennett and Parra. It's been a quiet road trip for Gennett. Just 3 hits, 3 for 20 on the road trip. Cooling off a little bit.
Yeah, Brewers not hitting for much power. Talking about the home runs, they've only got 2 home runs on this trip. You know, both coming off the bat of Ryan Braun in Arizona.
Well, Gennett hoping this is a coming-of-age season. He's been on the disabled list, got sent back down to the minor leagues. He's done a good job since he's come back. One thing that we've noticed from Gennett, he's been spending a lot of time with Mike Guerrero on his defense. He is regularly coming out for early work to work at second base. It's interesting watching Guerrero, who is the first base coach and also the infield coach, as he works with Gennett. You know, he'll work him to his right, he'll work him to his left. They do the choppers coming in. I mean, there's a really nice rhythm and routine to what they're trying to accomplish and trying to soften his hands a little bit. Peavy hits the edge. A called strike 3. Down goes Gennett. Peavy's retired the first 6 with a couple of strikeouts. Duck boat out in McCovey Cove.
A wayward Wisconsin Dells duck.
That duck boat, I wouldn't be exactly confident if I'm inside that particular duck boat right now.
Too wavy out there, you think?
Puttering along at a very sinkable rate right now. Fiers opens up the inning facing Hunter Pence. After a 3-up, 3-down first. Pence, Belt, Crawford coming up. Bochy stacked his lineup with a bunch of lefties. 4 lefties and 2 switch hitters against Fiers, which is not such a bad thing for Mike Fiers. The way he's been throwing his changeup this season, it gives him a very effective pitch against left-handed hitters. Pence, one of the few right-handers in the lineup for the Giants. Into center field. And Gomez easing back, and he's got it. Boy, that ball just kept carrying out there. And just in front of the wall, Gomez puts away Pence for the first out.
And 2 good catches, back-to-back hitters for Carlos Gomez, getting Duffy coming in and Pence going back.
How's our carsoup.com today, Rock? On this date, 1986, who became the first manager to win 600 games in both the American and National Leagues?
Very nice.
On this date, 1986. American and National Leagues. Huh. Here's Brandon Belt. And he takes a curveball low.
I know the answer to that. He was actually a broadcaster for the Angels for a short period of time.
Very good.
If it's who I think it is. I'm pretty confident, though.
Don't be leading our audience into a wayward direction now.
That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Two 2-0 to Brandon Belt. And he swings and fouls it away. Belt gets the Adam Lynn treatment defensively, at least from the Brewers. Feeling like he will pull the ball on the ground. Outfield pretty much straight away and deep, but the infield with 3 of them on the right side. Jeanette out in the grass. I'm interested to see the wave for the hitters. So the defensive spray charts are setting up a lot of these shifts, right? Now I'm interested to see if the hitters start to make adjustments and start to, especially younger hitters like Belt, who are now trending this way. Mike Moustakas comes to mind as a guy who's done that. Remember Moustakas, a left-handed batter with the Royals, he had the 3 infielder treatment on the right side, but he started making a conscious effort to go to the opposite field, and now you got to play him straight up.
Yeah. Well, again, in Brandon Belt's case, I mean, he's a guy that's relied to, provide power. I guess if you're Belt, you're just thinking about pushing one down the third baseline if you want to get a base hit.
And Belt, a fly ball to left. Parra makes a catch.
You do that a couple of times, maybe you push a bunt down in that direction. They might not have that exaggerated shift on you so much. But that's not the mindset these days. I mean, really.
That's what's going to be fascinating of this, the psychology of it all. Are there going to be hitters to, like Moustakas, because it's worked so well for Moustakas, will we see more follow? 2 away for Brandon Crawford.
The question is, are hitters going to want to change their entire approach? Moustakas did it because he had to. And it's paid off.
Crawford has 15 home runs this year. He leads the Giants. He's elevated in the lineup here today. He's hitting 6th. He's been hitting 7th. He is trending as one of the best shortstops in the big leagues when you combine his offense and his defense, and he's no slouch defensively by any stretch.
He's committed only 10 errors this year at shortstop. That's not terrible. That's pretty good. He's got really good range, a terrific throwing arm, and boy, can he hit. 62 RBIs. Pretty good offensively up the middle of these San Francisco Giants, if you think about it. Posey behind the plate, Panic. He's out again today with the lower back tightness. Carbonet got Angel Pagan out there in center field normally.
And they're 4 regular infielders, 3rd, short, 2nd, and 1st. those who are in the lineup most days, if you include Panic at second base, all of them, all four of them have an OPS over 800. And nobody can match that in the big leagues. You combine the slugging percentage and the on-base percentage. Crawford's on-base percentage at .335. He makes up that ground with a high slugging at .480, especially for a shortstop.
Yeah, homered on Monday night. Deepest part of this ballpark.
That was a bomb. That was out into Triple's Alley. They call it Triple's Alley because most balls out there come up short of going out and end up as triples. It's 421 into that corner, that point out there in deep right center field. Full count to Crawford. Chopper foul.
Mike Friars continues to have good success with that changeup. Good changeup right there on the getting Crawford out in front. That's been a good pitch for him in his last handful of starts. Changeup's been a better pitch than the curveball lately.
That was a changeup, and Crawford pulls it foul.
Been 3 in a row.
It's an interesting changeup, a split change. So all he does to take velocity off is split his fingers on the ball, but it's not a split finger pitch. It doesn't squirt out of his fingers and have that tumbling effect. It's got a regular fastball rotation on it, but it just comes in there about 5 to 7 miles an hour slower. And a lot of hitters get out in front of that pitch, and that's really been the pitch that has separated Mike Fiers. You know, he was a question mark coming up through the minor leagues, but he put up good numbers. Not sure if his stuff would play in the big leagues, but it certainly has. And then he goes back to the high fastball and gets the strikeout at 89 miles an hour. He blew it right by him.
Park, and tomorrow night the Brewers return home to begin a 4-game set against Chris Bryant and the Chicago Cubs that will run through Sunday. To reserve your spot at Miller Park for this weekend showdown, call 414-902-4000 or visit brewers.com/tickets.
Jake Arrieta and Jimmy Nelson will start the series tomorrow night. Brewers Cubs at Miller Park. Gene Segura leads off. He'll be followed by Hernan Perez and then Fiers. Phoebe has retired the first 6. He's got a couple of strikeouts. Segura Comes in batting .271. On base percentage of .300. He'd like to improve that number. Brewers would like to get him a little more selective at the plate, because ideally he slots out as a leadoff hitter with his skills, his bunting skills, his speed.
In fact, he doesn't strike out much.
And there's a line drive to right center, a base hit. So Segura with a single, first hit of the day for either team, and it's a leadoff single for the Brew Crew for Hernan Perez.
Yeah, Segura's only walked 9 times this year. 9 walks and 328 at bats coming into play today. But I wouldn't call him a free swinger. I mean, he's a guy that makes contact, doesn't strike out a whole lot. He's only struck out 50 times this year.
Now still growing as a hitter. That's a tough mindset, though, to change, because you got to be careful. You start telling a guy to be more selective, and then inevitably he's going to get himself into a lot of bad counts just because he's trying to take more pitches. You want him to be a selective hitter, know his strike zone a little better. I will say this about Segura: throughout his career, at least the first few years with the Brewers, and especially his first year when he was an all-star, he hit second most of the year. And when you're hitting in front of Ryan Braun, you're typically not going to need to be so selective. You're going to get a lot of strikes. So you can get into swing mode.
And he was hitting behind Aoki, who was on a lot and was stealing bases, so he was getting a lot of fastballs to hit. That's a pretty good seat. You know, you got a guy that has good on-base percentage in front of you that can run, and then you have a big run producer behind you. You're going to get some good pitches.
Leadoff single. Segura always a threat to run. Peavy's always been pretty quick to first and pretty quick to the plate. And a swing and a miss. Perez out in front of an off speed.
Yep, understands the value of holding runners close, especially now when he's getting a lot of ground balls. Keep him close to first, don't let him steal, and keep the double play in order.
Perez into right center. Long run. Pence makes the catch. Wow. Segura has to retreat. Heck of a play by Hunter Pence. That saves a run.
Yeah, out there toward Triple's alley, and well, the wind was helping it out, but Pence able to angle back and make a nice running catch. That ball drops. It's a run for Milwaukee right in the webbing, and you can see Hunter Pence fully stretched out and hauls it in. That's that defense we've been talking about for the Giants. They don't do too many things wrong out there on the field.
Outstanding play. Had a diving catch from Carlos Gomez today, and Hunter Pence runs down one to Rob Perez. Fires trying to bunt the runner over. That one almost hit him. Top of the order due next. Parra. Fires would love to put Segura into scoring position, even with 2 outs, the way Parra's been swinging the bat. Anything but a ground ball double play. Segura takes off and fires, bunts it. That's fair. And Belt will put the tag on. That was close. Belt decided to go ahead and take the sure out. And it looked like that ball was going to bounce foul. But with an out right in front of him, Belt takes it. Segura ends up at second base. That'll be a sacrifice.
Yeah, early in the game, you take the out. Later in the game, maybe not.
Hey, a reminder that Fox Sports Wisconsin is giving away great prizes during every Brewers broadcast in July. Prizes include Brewers merchandise, Miller Park tours, autographed merchandise, and more. And here are today's Watch 'em and Win 'em sweepstakes image. Log on to foxsportswisconsin.com. Click on the Watch 'em and Win 'em banner on the homepage to enter. And if you're not a winner tonight, tune in again tomorrow for another chance to win. Runner at second with speed and Segura for Gerardo Parra. 2 outs, 3rd inning. In most statistical categories, Parra has been outstanding. He's having a career year. But with runners in scoring position, he has not. He's hitting just .232. As good as he's been all year, that's just the one area that he hasn't been able to deliver. Now he's been hitting in a leadoff spot for a good part of the season. So not a whole lot of opportunities with runners on base.
Man, this series has only come up once before this at bat with a man in scoring position. That was last night.
1 ball, 1 strike on Parra. And Peavy tried to hit the back door with a breaking ball. He misses. 2-1 now. Sitting on a 12-game hitting streak, Gerardo Parra. And it has been a heavy hitting streak. He's hitting .452 during the streak, with a home run and 4 runs batted in. This 12-gamer by Parra is the longest streak by a Brewer this year, and it's one off his career high. Parra had a 13-game hitting streak when he was a member of the Diamondbacks back in 2013. 6th in the league in batting average. He is tied for 7th in doubles. Top 10 in slugging percentage and OPS as well. Pops him up. Peavy gets Parra in the air. Shallow center. Blanco is there. And the side is retired. The Brewers get a leadoff single. Strand him at second base. Still scoreless as we head to the bottom of the 3rd.
Bottom of the 3rd inning. Time to check in with the crew in the community. Reviving baseball in the inner cities, or RBI, is an urban youth baseball initiative that provides youth an opportunity to learn and enjoy the game of baseball. The RBI program encourages participation in baseball while providing youth with a positive team-oriented activity that challenges them mentally and physically. This season of the Whiff is back and smells better than ever. Fans are encouraged to support the Brewers RBI leagues by tweeting #Whiff for every strikeout they see. Yeah.
All right, Telly, thanks. Telly, you didn't tell the folks you're an RBI legend. They're going to be naming buildings after you in the RBI program.
I wouldn't say legend, just someone who happened to participate in RBI, yes.
He's being humble.
Yeah, he is. He's a very humble guy. College baseball player, Telly Hughes, a product of the RBI program. Hector Sanchez leading off for the Giants. Bottom of the order coming up. Fiers has retired 6 in a row. And he and Peavy off to good starts here today. Peavy with 3 scoreless, allowing 1 hit. That single by Segura. Fiers 6 up, 6 down with a strikeout, and most of his outs in the air. 4 fly ball outs, 1 K, 1 ground ball out. This feels like the perfect ballpark for Mike Fiers. Fly ball pitcher and a tough place to hit the ball out of.
Although day games with the wind blowing out a little bit different.
So he catches the worst possible version of this fly ball park, you're saying.
Carries a little bit better during the day than it does at night, like all ballparks.
Got inside on Sanchez. He pulls it foul. 2-2 the count on the backup catcher. Capable backup catcher as well. He's got some sneaky power. Big guys, 235-pound backstop, durable.
Couple of back-to-back switch hitters in this lineup, Sanchez and Adrianza.
Right off the end of the bat. Gomez playing deep, now having to hustle in to make the catch. Carlos didn't see that right away. Playing extremely deep to start that at-bat and ends up making a running catch.
I think he did it on purpose just to get everybody excited. He backs up a little bit and then has to get on his horse to make the catch. I jest, of course. I think not only does he get the crowd excited, but Mike Fiers' heart must have skipped a beat.
Hey, you don't want to be giving the Giants extra outs, not with their lineup, even though they got a couple of backups in there today. Here is Ere Adrianza now. Back in the starting lineup once again. Adrianza in there for Joe Panik. They're saying Panik has some tightness in his back. Yesterday, Bochy said Panik's just getting a day off. And then when he's out of the lineup once again, that day off turns into, well, he's got a little tightness in the back. And the Giants do have tomorrow off as a team, so that'll buy Panik 3 straight days. And they're hoping they can get him back. Very similar to what Adam Lind and Ryan Braun just dealt with, which knocked those two out of 2 games apiece. Braun returning today. Lind came back yesterday. Little roller to first. Lind will take it himself and out number 2.
Hey, that brings us to today's time of the game winner. It's Willie's Lakefront Lanes in Port Washington. If they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a 2015 Brewers home game. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Two gone. Here's Peavy. Fiers trying to go through the batting order for the first time. 9 up, 9 down. Peavy fouls the first one away. Well, you really saw the wind on that foul ball, huh? That thing looked like it was headed 30 rows deep, and it ends up about 3 rows deep. That wind coming off of the grandstand and out towards the bay. So fielders got to really stay on top of those.
Well, straight out today. It's the way it's been blowing pretty much the entire series.
Oh, and 2 on Peavy. Big curveball, chop foul. And the count remains at 1-2. Peavy stands up there like a hitter. He's a good athlete. He's got a little scowl on his face.
Hitting almost 200 this year. Not bad.
Got to pay attention to him. There's a fastball hit sharply past Segura. That ball is ripped. Segura trying to lay it into the glove. That had some heat on it, though. And the first hit of the game for the Giants comes from their pitcher, Jake Peavy.
Yeah, hardest hit ball today by either team. That ball is a rocket fastball down, and Peavy puts a good swing on it. Mincy's not an easy out up there at the plate. Got to make some pitches. Fiers made a mistake in the first hit for the Giants' first base runner.
So to the top of the order, Nori Aoki now. He grounded out, hit one right off the end of the bat in the first inning, out to second base. Now Lucroy on his way out. Might have spotted something with Fiers. Never know. This is Fiers' second start against the Giants this year. He took a loss in Milwaukee. 5 innings, gave up 2 runs. That was a close game. I remember that game. Fiers had to come out. Brewers were down. His spot was coming up in the batting order in the top of the 6th inning, and feeling like they need some runs. A victim of the National League style of play.
Yeah.
In the American League, he certainly would have remained. He was actually pitching well in that game. He'd given up a lot of hits, but was stranding runners, had racked up a bunch of strikeouts. Slow tapper back to Fiers. Easy play to first, and the inning is over. So the Giants get a hit from their pitcher, Peavy, but we are scoreless after 3. Wisconsin is brought to you by Marshfield Clinic. Don't just live, shine. By Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. And by Hupy and Abraham, 800-800-5678. Hupy and Abraham, tell them you mean business. Beautiful Wednesday afternoon, City by the Bay, San Francisco. Big crowd expected again. They have another sellout, I'm sure. They've been selling out games here consecutively since October of 2010. That's the last time they did not have a sellout.
It's at 380 some.
381 today.
Man.
Got some Brewers fans in the ballpark. A few transplants out here in San Francisco. Good to have them here. Here we go to the 4th inning. No score. Peavy fires, matching up in a good one thus far. Lucroy will lead off. He'll be followed by Braun and then Lind. Lucroy struck out in the 1st inning. First time through the order, Peavy with 2 Ks, giving up the 1 hit to Segura. Giants are off tomorrow, but it'll be a travel day for them. They are headed down to Arlington. They've got a long road trip coming up, and a key road trip in their pennant chasing season here. They go to Texas for 3 and then to Atlanta, and then they go to Wrigley Field 4 against the Cubs. Lucroy, little flare, that's going to fall, a base hit. So Lucroy with a single, 2nd hit for the Brew Crew, and a leadoff single here in the 4th.
And look, the same pitch that Peavy was able to get him on strikes. Lucroy swung through a pitch on the inner half of the plate. This time Lucroy looking for it, dumps it into right field. Another leadoff hitter on for Milwaukee, back-to-back innings.
That'll bring Braun to the plate with a runner at first. Segura stalled at 2nd base last inning. He was bunted to 2nd, and then Parra flew out with 2 outs to end the inning. Let's see if Braun can get Lucroy on the move. Ryan took batting practice on Monday night, no problems. He said his last round he took a swing and his back started to spasm down near the tailbone, lower back, and he couldn't relax it. He couldn't do anything. He was locked up a little bit. There's a foul ball right off the end of the bat.
Well, anybody with back problems knows, I mean, it's hard to just sit or stand up, walk around the house, let alone play baseball.
He said anything rotational and it would fire up these back spasms. So he was hoping to be back in the lineup yesterday. Couldn't get there. But today says he feels okay.
Comes and goes.
How's your back today, partner?
Great. Of course, I don't do anything.
0-2 pitch is fouled away. That's not true. You do a lot. The heavy lifting here on the Brewers television crew.
Yeah, I've had back issues, and that's not fun. I mean, it's tough to breathe when you have back problems, and sometimes they can disappear as quickly as they come.
Adam Lind missed a couple of games. He did return yesterday. Had to come out of a game in Phoenix over the weekend. Here's another 0-2, and Braun takes it low. Good block by Sanchez. Keeps Lucroy at first. There's a lot of body to block those pitches. Baseball doesn't have a chance. Look how small that chest protector looks on him.
A good target, but he's pretty quick on his feet, though. I mean, he throws the baseball pretty well.
Lucroy goes, pitches in the dirt, and Lucroy will steal 2nd base.
Pick a good pitch. Figure a breaking pitch was coming. It was in the dirt, and no play on Lucroy. A decent lead, decent jump, and no throw by Sanchez down to 2nd base.
First of the year for Jonathan Lucroy. He's good for a few stolen bases every year. A couple of years ago, he had 9 steals for the Brewers. So now he's in scoring position. Peavy had Braun 0-2. Now it's 2-2. And another one in the dirt. Boy, he's kept Sanchez busy in this at bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Peavy trying to see if Braun will get himself out. If he'll chase one out of the zone. Hasn't done it yet.
That's been fastballs in to most of these Brewers hitters if you're right-handed, and trying to get him to chase that slider down and away. See if he comes in or tries to throw the slider away here.
Got Lind on deck. Brewers threatening once again. Stranded a runner at second last inning. That was with 2 outs, so they've got one out there now with nobody out. And Braun taps it foul. Another breaking ball by Peavy. Steady flow of them coming to Ryan Braun. And he'll see at least 8 pitches in this sequence. Brewers have that pitch count on the rise. We're just starting the 4th, and Peavy's about to deliver his 60th pitch already. Spoils another one.
Another fastball in. That one looked like it was off the plate, but Ronnie trying to protect. It's been a rather big zone for Phil Cuzzy today, and I think at this point in the 4th inning, I think hitters understand that, so they're going to be swinging anything close to that corner.
Do it again. Another 3-2 to Braun. And he sends this one high in the air, right field. Pence in fair territory, lines it up. Lucroy is going to challenge him. The throw, one hops. Lucroy is out at third. A tag right on the back. And a double play for the Giants. I think the Brewers are going to take a look at this. Counsell's out from the dugout to indicate that he wants to take a peek. We'll see.
Pretty good throw by Pence. I mean, one hop and you can see the tag, and it looks like he's out.
I'll tell you, that's a great tag by Duffy.
Great tag, good throw, and I'm not sure if I would have done that. I think if Lucroy had to do over again, he stays at second with Lyndon Gomez coming up. Hunter Pence has always been known to have a very quick, accurate arm, not a big throwing arm, but he's always seems to be on the money with it, and Lucroy clearly out at third base.
And Duffy taking that throw right on the shoulder of Lucroy. So a double play, and now the base is empty with Lind at the plate. Pence has one of the great throwing arms in the game. He had a wayward throw yesterday with Lucroy going to third. This time it was right on the money. Difference from yesterday to today, Pence was able to get himself in a good square throwing position. He had time to wind it up and fire a strike to third base.
Plus yesterday was a lot deeper. He was deeper in the outfield on yesterday's throw.
1-2 to Lind. Well, defensive plays like that, they can spark a team. Sitting there with a runner at second and nobody out. Now he's got a chance to get out of the inning clean and face just 3 batters in the inning.
Hunter Pence now with 4 outfield assists and 84 for his career, so he has always been able to throw the baseball well.
Yeah, he's thrown out 4 this year. He's only played in 35 games. Just off the plate. 2-2. Adam grounded out his first time up. 2-2 pitch is swung on and lifted to left. On the run is Aoki. The wind's got a hold of it, and Aoki has to make a great catch. We've seen a lot of outfielders with wobbly knees, but that was the most dramatic of them all. Totally overran it. The wind brought it back, but he's able to haul it in for the out, and the inning is over. Mariners. Last game of the series. And the rubber game of this set. Looking out at Alcatraz. San Francisco trolley rolling downhill. Well, it's now time for you to tweet us your strongest fan photo using hashtag WistDataStrongFan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. And it's brought to you by T-Mobile. Fires back to work. The Brewers, with back-to-back leadoff singles, come up empty in the third and the fourth. So we remain scoreless. Fires to face 2, 3, and 4 in the Giants batting order. Blanco, Duffy, and Pence. No Posey in the lineup today. Day game after the night game, and a day off tomorrow. Bruce Bochy figuring he'd give Buster Posey 2 full days off.
I have a feeling, though, if the game's close, we're going to see him at some point.
Neither club took batting practice today, at least on the field. Some hitting in the cages underneath, but no BP on the field. It's customary for a travel day this time of the year. Start to get into the schedule where you're over 100 games and get into the repetition of the season. Now you're more about maintaining and stamina than anything else.
Right.
So a lot of managers will scale back the early work. There's a strike. 3-1 to Blanco.
And neither team taking batting practice on the field today. And standard operating procedure at this point in the season. Cage is open, though. They were busy.
There's ball 4. Leadoff walk.
Hey, there's another off-fan giveaway on tap at Miller Park this Sunday, August 2nd, as the Brewers and Cubs square off at 1 o'clock. And all fans in attendance get a Count Garza gnome courtesy of Associated Bank. Reserve your spot at Miller Park. Go to brewers.com/tickets.
The popular gnome. That boat's finally moving now, Rock. A few of them have been stationary our entire series. I know you had a little concern over those.
A couple of those tankers
ships
out there. Yeah, they just have been sitting there for 3 days.
What do you do on a tanker for 3 days?
I don't know.
So close to land.
Yet so far. Waiting for some harbor space, I would imagine.
That's good nautical analysis right there, partner.
Probably had some good tailwinds and had the currents going with them. Got here a little early. And they get to sit around.
We can report the duck boat did make it to shore safely and then just rolled away. Just took a while. Matt Duffy swings at the first pitch, fouls it away. A lot of boats are starting to come into McCovey Cove. I tell you, you can get lost looking at the views here in San Francisco. There's a lot to watch. Looks pretty rough out there, though, huh? The wind blowing like it is.
Don't get too bad in the bay, though. I mean, you get around, those mountains a little bit different. Of course, you get around those mountains, that's land, isn't it?
Oakland on the other side.
Directionally challenged.
Maybe we should do a game from out there sometime. Blanco looks like he wants to run. Fires thinking the same. He's got a quick throw to first, and Blanco is just back. Fires takes a little time to unload it to the plate, but he does have a quick move to first, so he picks off a few every year.
Yeah, Blanco with 5 stolen bases, but he's been called 4 times. Percentage not that good. Now Okie leads the club in stolen bases. He's got 12.
Fires has never beaten the Giants. He's got 3 games, couple of starts. This is his 4th appearance against San Francisco. 0-2 against them, including a loss earlier this year at Miller Park. Scoreless bottom 4. Blanco leaning. Stays put. Duffy takes one up and in. 1-2. Big surprise this year. Matt Duffy has taken over that everyday role at third base. And now a focal point of their offense. He hits third for the Giants. Duffy checks in 10th in the league in hitting today. Giants have hit on a number of their homegrown infielders, starting with Crawford. And then Joe Panik last year, and then Duffy this year. Panik and Duffy are both in the top 10 in the league in hitting. Giants have 3 batters in the top 10, led by Posey, hitting .325. 3-2 now to Duffy. Fires having a tough time getting this inning going.
Yeah, started 0-2 on Duffy, just not able to finish the deal. We got to figure Blanco is going to be running on the 3-2 pitch.
Duffy did bounce into a key double play yesterday with Peralta on the mound. Full count, nobody out. Blanco is off, swing and a miss. Throw to second is high. And a stolen base for Blanco, but a strikeout for Fires for the first out of the inning.
Man, a good throw, and it's going to be a strike him out, throw him out. Throw by Lucroy, maybe trying to get a little bit too much on it. Good pitch to throw on, just slid it, sailed on him a little bit, and Blanco in with his 6th stolen base. And looking in to make sure that ball wasn't put in play and able to steal it.
Blanco's fast, but he's not a great base stealer. He's been caught 4 times this year to go along with the 6 successes. But he's at second for Hunter Pence. 1 man out. Big swing and a miss. Pence jumping on Fires early. Just made a great throw last inning, throwing out Lucroy at third base on a 1-hopper from right field. Giants do a lot of winning when Hunter Pence is in the lineup. Ground ball up the middle. Segura makes the play. That'll save a run, but it'll be an infield hit. That was a terrific play by Segura. Otherwise, Blanco is going to score easily as deep as Gomez plays in center field.
Well, let's see if Segura is going to be okay. Maybe rolled over on his wrist, not sure, but that's what infielders are taught to do in this situation. Just keep it in the infield to make sure that the run's not going to score from second base. No play for Pence. Might have knocked the wind out of himself. He's up, he's ready. But a nice play to save a run for the time being. Right in the webbing, fully stretched out, able to hold on to it, and he hit pretty hard on that chest.
So 1st and 3rd. 1 away for Brandon Belt. Fires is a fly ball pitcher. He could certainly use a double play ball here, but most of his outs are in the air. Belt flew out to left his first time up. Giants threatening. 1st and 3rd. 1 away. And Belt takes a strike. This is a spot where Fires could use a strikeout. His first matchup with the Giants, it lasted just 5 innings. Fires had 6 strikeouts in that game, giving up just 2 runs.
And that was when he didn't have that good changeup working. That was basically curveball, fastball. He was throwing a lot more cutters back early in the season than he is now. Haven't seen too many cutters from Fires in his last handful of starts. Not since that changeup's been a good pitch.
He's coming off a 10 strikeout game in 5 innings against the Diamondbacks. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Belt takes it low, 2-1. Lucroy is on his way out. Sensing trouble brewing here for Fires. That game against the Diamondbacks last time out was an interesting outing for Fiers. It looked like he had great stuff in that game. And he did. He struck out 10 batters in 5 innings, but he made a few mistakes that really hurt him badly. 4 earned runs. He gave up 8 hits. Every time you thought he was going to be able to get through an inning, the Diamondbacks would come up with a 2-out hit.
And it was an 8-3 victory for Arizona, first game of that 4-game series.
Just goes to show you, sometimes when you have your great stuff, you don't have success, and vice versa. Sometimes you don't have your good stuff, and you can make your pitches and maybe a little luck involved as well and get through a game. He's got to find something here. 2 on, a walk, and an infield hit. First and third, 1 away. And Belt does not chase. He put it where he wanted it, but Belt didn't bite. That's typically a strikeout pitch for Fiers up there with a fastball.
Yeah, a little bit too high. If he gets it down maybe a few inches, you might see Belt go after it, but not when his neck high. Not normally.
Belt's got big power. Giants don't hit a lot of home runs, but Belt with 10 of them this year. He and Crawford are their 2 big home run bats in the lineup today. Crawford's due next.
Might be a running situation for Pence. He's only stolen once, but he's been hurt a lot.
A fractured wrist. Wears that brace on that left wrist to protect it. Payoff pitch from Fiers. Pence stays put. Belt fouls it away. Had a lash at it. Count stays at 3-2.
Got Lucroy. What's new, Ray?
Yeah, it's those big catchers like Sanchez that never get hit with foul balls,
right,
and the little guys like Lucroy that always get hit.
Bullseye.
Defies logic.
And Lucroy gets himself in such a small little ball back there behind home plate. And you get guys like Sanchez spread all out, and the ball seemed to miss him. Looks like that one got Lucroy on the arm.
Anybody else gets hit like that, athletic trainers are out immediately. Not for the catcher, though. It's all part of the job. And usually the response is, well, you know, he chose to be a catcher.
Right. Wasn't my idea.
Fiers grinding here in the 4th. Runners at the corners. Another 3-2 pitch on the way. Pence goes, and a half swing. The throw to second is in time. What do we say here? That is going to be a strike. A swinging strike on appeal, and a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Just like that, the inning is over.
Great job by Lucroy, not waiting for the call. He made the throw, got the out, and they finally did get the call on the appeal. Great job by Lucroy, not anticipating a ball call. Makes a perfect throw and ends the inning.
Strike him out, throw him out, double play. Just what the Brewers needed. We head to the 5th. to lead the way for the Brew Crew here. Carlos Gomez and our Columbia St. Mary's worth another look. How about that catch in center field? He got fooled a little bit by the swing and then had to make up his mind to hustle in. Makes a diving catch. We saw a great diving catch from Gerardo Parra yesterday. That's a pretty solid outfield for the Brewers with Gomez and Parra out there.
Lost the glasses, but kept the baseball in the glove. A good fundamentally sound defense by the Brewers that last inning with Gene Segura saving a run, and Brewers able to keep the Giants off the board because of it, to strike him out, throw him out.
Yeah, Gomez missed one right down the heart. High pop up. If it ever comes down, it'll be an out, and it does. Crawford for out number one. Yeah, that inning really could have blown up on Fires, but that's how your defense can help you out. And even though Segura knows he's not going to throw out Hunter Pence, by diving and stopping that ball, he saves a run, and then Fires is able to get out of it.
Yet another double play for the Brewers, an unconventional double play, but a double play nonetheless.
Scooter Gennett is getting a lot of strikes called on him, and then he waves at one outside the zone. His first at bat. Check these pitches out here by Peavy, and these are pitches that are called strikes, number 5 and 6 specifically. That was the 5th pitch. This was pitch number 6 that he got rung up on.
And clearly off the outside corner. Peavy attacking him on the outer half, and Scooter, right now, because of the strikes that were called on him earlier, seems to be swinging at everything out there.
So one at bat leads to the next, and you might be picking up this game and wondering why is Scooter swinging at all these pitches out of the strike zone in this at bat, which he has, but he knows he's got to be swinging. Pitch number 1 was called a strike on him.
Maybe Scooter said something to Phil Cuzzy a couple of days ago.
Now, I was very nice to Phil Cuzzy yesterday. I kind of showed him around the press box. He was up here roaming around.
Was he lost?
No, I think he had a specific purpose for coming to the press box. I'm just not sure what it was. He knew where he wanted to go. He just didn't know how to get there. He wasn't looking for you, though.
I haven't done anything to him. I think he was looking for a production truck for showing that.
Maybe.
The Fox track.
He did ask me the names. He did want some names. No, he was just taking a stroll before he got into umpire mode. And a little roller to first base. Belt is right there by the bag. 2 up, 2 down.
I'd say the best view in this ballpark is up here. Maybe he wanted to take a look at that, because down on the field you really can't see the bay and the great views. I think the second deck in this ballpark might be the best seat in the house.
They sell their upper deck seats as premium seats because you have the full view of the bay. They're the only ball club that can make the upper deck the premium seats, but it's a great view. Segura on the first pitch. Hunter Pence will run it down. 3 up, 3 down inning. That was a quick one for Jake Peavy. And we're headed to the bottom of the 5th, still scoreless. After this one today, we are scoreless heading into the bottom of the fifth on this date. 1986, who became the first manager to win 600 games in both leagues is our Carsoup.com trivia. That would be Sparky Anderson. Tigers beat the Brewers that day on this date in 86, and Sparky with all of those wins as the Red skipper, the Big Red Machine, and then of course the Detroit Tigers. That was just a couple of years after the Tigers won the World Series. 1984.
Of course, I played against Sparky Anderson and the Tigers back in the day, and I'll never forget, in Anaheim when I was doing television, Sparky Anderson was a color commentator for some of their games, and we have a big pile of papers, and you go pouring through stats. You got the scorebook, you're filling out your scorebook. Sparky Anderson, when you looked across, he had an ashtray and a pipe, and that was it. That was a pregame prep for Sparky Anderson. That was a lot of fun to watch him at work.
Crawford in a 2-1 count. Yeah, Sparky, there's such great video from that 84 series. I remember the great Goose Gossage moment with Kurt Gibson. Sparky Anderson in the dugout saying, "He don't want to walk you." And then Gibson hit the dramatic home run. He's a legend of the game, Sparky Anderson.
Yeah.
I used to tell people he was my grandfather when I was a little kid. Just to get good favor in the elementary school.
Yeah, Big Red Machine and the Detroit Tigers.
Two on the way. Crawford with a half swing. He goes. This time Cuzzy calls it. No need for help. And Crawford is out. And look at Mike Fiers now racking up the Ks. His last 3 outs have been via the strikeout. None bigger than the one in the fourth inning on Belt.
Yeah, and this one on the curveball in front of home plate. And Crawford tried to hold up, couldn't. Bill Cuzzy calls it himself.
Second time Fiers has struck out Crawford. One away for Hector Sanchez. Popped him up. Long run in for Parra. And he's got it for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Fiers.
The outfielder squeezing everything with 2 hands out there.
Yeah, you're right.
Blowing it around. The sun's in their eyes. And
it's been a challenge out there. Aoki ran himself in circles in left field on a fly ball from Adam Lynn. That was back in the fourth inning. He did make the catch, but almost missed it. Doesn't look like it's easy out there. There are no clouds in the sky at all, which makes it tougher on the outfielders. We always talk about the high sky in Arizona. It's not quite that effect, but similar in that there's no depth perception of the ball in the air and no clouds. Swing and a miss. Andreazza out in front of an off-speed pitch from Fiers.
couldn't ask for better weather for these 3 games.
Yeah, no kidding.
Perfect.
Feels like Southern California here in Northern California. In the air, center field. Gomez drifting back, and he's got it. And Mike Fiers, nice and tidy. 3 up, 3 down, 5th. Still scoreless. We go to the 6th. Brewers are coming up. by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time. And by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. No score, a tight one, Peavy and Fires as we go to the top of the sixth inning. A reminder that you can see legendary Lambeau Field like you've never seen before. From Over the Edge on Saturday, August 15th, you can rappel down the side of Lambeau Field for the ultimate fan experience while raising money for Special Olympics Wisconsin. Sign up today, limited spots available. More information at foxsportswisconsin.com/events. You will not be getting any competition from Bill Schroeder or me.
I'll just write a check. I'm not going to rappel down anything.
Perez on the first pitch pops it up for out number one. Peavy, who was a bit on the ropes in the fourth inning. The Brewers had a runner at second base and nobody out, and Braun at the plate. Feeling like a great scoring opportunity. But Braun flew to right. Pence threw out Lucroy on that play, trying to advance to third. And Peavy has retired 5 in a row now. Make it 6 in a row after his pop-up to Perez. Fires with one away right off the end of the bat. It's got some English on it. But Peavy will make the play for out number 2.
Hey, head out to Miller Park this Friday night as the Brewers play host to the division rival Chicago Cubs at 7 o'clock. All fans in attendance will get this Navy Brewers t-shirt, compliments of Experience Fitness. For seats, call 414-902-4000 or go to brewers.com/tickets. Navy blue, not Navy as in military. Navy blue Brewers t-shirt.
Oh, I get it. I followed along. I felt like you communicated that well, Rock. 2 up, 2 down for Peavy. And here is Gerardo Parra. Parra hitting .322 after his 0 for 2 today. You're shocked when he doesn't get a hit every other time at the plate.
And most of the time in his 12-game hitting streak, it's been first or second at bat. One time in the last series against the Diamondbacks, he got a base hit his last time up to extend his streak. Usually getting it out of the way early.
Prior to today, in the 12-game streak, 19 hits for Parra. 3 hits last night, had a single, double, and a triple. He was a home run away from the cycle, and the game ended with Parra, or at least the Brewers' offensive side of things, ended with Parra on deck. He was hoping for that one last at-bat. Very productive yesterday, made 2 terrific catches. One of them was one of the best catches of the year, sliding, diving catch in right field. There's a bunt, and if it stays fair, that'll be a hit. It is a fair ball. And Parra will reach on a bunt single. Duffy took the chance. And it stays fair. So the Brewers with a base runner with 2 outs.
The only chance he had. I mean, the only chance to not have it be a base hit was if it was going to go foul. But in a 3-1 count with 2 outs, very unusual that Parra would drop down a bunt. The ball trying to leak toward the line, but runs out of room and able to get by the bag in fair territory. That's a good shot.
That'll keep the hitting streak alive. Gerardo Parra now to 13 in a row. Matches the longest of his career, which he set as a Diamondback 2 years ago. You see Lucroy's day at the plate, presented by Wendy's. He's 1 for 2 today. And Lucroy into left field, a base hit. Jumping on the first pitch, Lucroy singles. And with 2 outs, the Brewers get something cooking here in the 6th.
And now you got Braun coming up and Lind right behind him. So the bunt for a base hit keep things going. And 2 consecutive pitches. That pitch not even close. I mean, that was supposed to be away. It was about 6 inches off the inside corner. And Lucroy able to hit it hard into left field.
Strickland is the right-hander. Saw him last night. Affeldt, the left-hander, loosening up, and Dave Righetti, the Giants pitching coach, out to buy a little time. Well, you figure Affeld would face Lind. If his spot comes up in this inning, it'll be interesting to see if Bochy makes a move right here with the hard-throwing Hunter Strickland loosening quickly.
Affeld got up a couple of times last night, never got in.
So Righetti's had his say. Home plate umpire breaks up the meeting. I always wonder what you tell a guy like Jake Peavy. He knows you're out there to stall. He doesn't just beat around the bush, I'm sure. He's like, all right, look, we're going to try to get these guys loose.
Well, you kind of stall for time by saying, talking about the scouting report on Braun, take it easy. How you feeling, that kind of thing.
Peavy burns a little hot, too, so I'm sure Righetti knew what he was getting into going out there. Bochy's going to let it ride here. 2 on, 2 out. Ryan Braun against Jake Peavy in a scoreless game at AT&T Park. He chased one. He was ready to pounce on that first pitch, but he got an off-speed pitch.
Anything outer half to Ryan Braun's been off speed, something with some break on it. The fastballs have been all in off the plate.
Braun's been among the best the Brewers have with runners in scoring position this year. He's hitting .359. He's got Parra out at second base. A wave and a miss. 0-2 the count on Braun. Big sweeping breaking ball from Peavy. Brewers trying to break the seal here in the 6th. Both clubs have had a few opportunities to score. Neither's been able to do it yet. Parra at second, Lucroy at first, ready to run. The 0-2 is outside, ball 1. Peavy trying to see just how far Braun would go.
Man, Peavy hasn't made one mistake with that breaking pitch yet. Keeping them all down and away. That was a good slider with 2 strikes to Braun.
Does he dare throw him a fastball? Back in the day, Peavy would most certainly throw him a fastball in a spot like this. The 1-2 pitch, there's a fastball up and in. Braun fouls it away.
Man, missed a good pitch to hit right there. A mistake. You see that fastball, not a lot on it these days. Upper 80s, low 90s, but a fair amount of movement on him.
Peavy knows this will be his last hitter regardless. If he retires Braun, his spot is due up first in the 6th inning. If Braun reaches, you figure Affeld would come on to face Lind. Lefty-lefty matchup. Brewers would love to get into that bullpen. Here's the 1-2. And it is just outside. Braun takes it. Crowd doesn't like it. Bruce Bochy wants an explanation. He's barking at Phil Cuzzy. Let's see where it was.
That's tough to take with 2 strikes. Wow. Just barely off the corner.
Pitch number 5 on Fox Tracks. So 2-2 now. We'll do it again. And Braun chased this time. Peavy strikes him out to end the inning. The Brewers get a couple on with 2 outs, but Peavy is through 6 with a shutout. And the Brewers getting some stellar defense in this game. Carlos Gomez with a diving catch. Loses the sunglasses. I like how he tried to grab him with a bare hand before he hit the ground. How about this play by Segura? That saved a run and allowed Fiers to keep the shutout intact, because then Fiers was able to get a strike him out, throw him out double play on Brandon Belt. And that is how the fourth inning ended. Fiers came back with a quick 1-2-3 inning in the fifth, and we are still in a scoreless game as we go to the Giants half of the sixth inning. Peavy is out. Angel Pagan will pinch hit for him. So you got Pagan, then Aoki, and then Blanco coming up. Final numbers on Jake Peavy today: 6 innings, 4 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Just struck out Ryan Braun with 2 on to get out of the 6th. There's a wave and a miss. Slow curveball by Fiers.
Yeah, Ryan Braun having a difficult time picking up that Peavy slider today. Been chasing it all day long, and unusual for Braun not to come through with the man in scoring position. That's where he has been at his best this year.
Well, maybe if the Giants used a lot of relievers yesterday, maybe if they did not have an off day tomorrow, you might see Peavy remain. There was a day that you probably wouldn't even consider taking Jake Peavy out of a game with a shutout after 6 innings. But that day's gone, and Bochy has a bullpen fresh and stacked and ready to roll,
and a very good bullpen at that.
Pinch hits for him in this 6th inning. Haven't seen Casilla yet in this series. It was Romo who notched a save in the opener. Casilla was down that day, and then of course he didn't pitch yesterday. 1-2 to Pagan. Little chopper foul.
Man, nice to have a guy like Sergio Romo to call on when your closer's not available. Plenty of saves under Romo's belt with the Giants in his career.
I think the brilliance of Bochy, he obviously puts his guys in the right position. They trust him. He's great with a bullpen. But in a game like yesterday, that's what makes him so good. Giants lost that game, but he only used 2 relievers to get to the finish line in that game. Matt Cain deserves a lot of credit there. He was able to fight through it and go 6 innings. But, you know, a lot of managers talk about, Craig Counsell and I had this discussion recently. Sometimes it's what you do in a game you're losing that results in either a winning streak or the next day with a game that you may have a lead, or in this case a game in a scoreless tie. There's a called strike 3. Pagan got caught guessing.
Yeah, right down the middle. Maybe looking curveball, maybe change up. Fiers went with the fastball, and number 5 for Mike Fiers splits home plate right in half.
Hunter Strickland on his way back to the mound. Looks like he'll have the 7th.
Saw him Monday. That guy can get it up to 99 miles an hour.
Aoki breaks his bat, fouls one into the seats above the Giants dugout.
How many times did we see that when he was with the Brewers?
I don't know a player that can have the ugliest swings and foul balls compared to a high batting average and on-base percentage, right? The discrepancy between swings like this, which are borderline fantasy camp swings, and yet he's one of the better hitters and one of the tougher outs in the league.
He peels one off over the third base dugout on a pitch that was about 2 feet inside. Not sure how you do that.
I've seen him swing and miss with both feet off the ground at times.
And get hits.
Right. Seen him. Oh, speaking of fantasy camp, if you want to hit like Nori Aoki, bad Nori, not good Nori, but bad Nori.
Well, you come in swinging like that, but you leave swinging much better.
A lot of instruction there. Go to brewers.com/fantasy camp. I'm glad I brought it up.
Yeah.
January 31st through February 7th.
We got a nice coaches list. We got a lot of neat things planned for the ladies if you want to bring the wife.
Oh, okay.
Or if you're a female and want to play, you can bring your husband. They can participate in the wives events.
I'm ready for the fantasy camp softball version. That's probably next on my list. I think I'm aging out of the hardball version. As much as I don't want to, it's the bigger softball is more.
Maybe head over to
for
Health
me.
Fair Field. You can get some action in.
I think so. It's not that the ball, everybody at fantasy camps, the level of competition. It's just the diamond is so much ground to cover at this point.
Especially when you're 40 and the guys to your right and left are about 65.
Right. There's a called strike. 3-2 on Aoki. He didn't like that one. He was on his way to first.
That big spike coming back to fantasy camp.
Oh, okay.
Gorman Thomas, Gantner. That's a sideshow in itself you don't want to miss.
Yes, it is. Full count to Aoki. And fires. Oh, it's caught at third by Perez. He was playing in. And Perez reaches out and takes a hit away from Nori Aoki. What a play here.
Yep, in and off the line, and couldn't be positioned any better than that. A quick lunge and able to grab the line drive. Mike Fiers liked it.
He's had some good defense behind him. That was a sweet swing by Aoki. That's what he does to you.
There's an example. Both feet off the ground. Hit a line drive over there, but caught by Perez.
2 up, 2 down for Fiers. He's retired 6 in a row now. Facing Gregor Blanco. Slow curveball missed.
What is it, like 70 sometimes at the plate for Aoki without a strikeout?
He fell out of the league leaders in that category. He is the hardest to fan in the National League, but he missed a month's worth of games. And so that knocked him out of the leaders in the National League. But yeah, it's over 70 now. Plate appearances without a strikeout for Aoki. One and two. Blanco chasing one high.
And change-ups, fastballs, curveballs, and Mike Fiers has been doing that now for about 6-7 starts.
You wonder if he'll chase another one.
Got the feel back for the off-speed pitches.
1-2 pitch. Back up there. Blanco tries to get on top of it, rolls it out to second base, and that is the inning. Fiers 3 up and 3 down. We're headed to the 7th inning, scoreless in San Francisco. Francisco. What a pitcher's duel we have going today. Peavy is out now. Hunter Strickland will come in. Brewers stacking up 91 home runs on the season. That's where the Powerball home run ranks are for Milwaukee. But they have yet to homer here in San Francisco. They'd love to see a couple go over the fence on a warm Wednesday afternoon. The Powerball home run leaderboard looks like this right now. Braun is the club leader with 18. And then Adam Lind, who leads off this inning, has 16. Braun is tied for 10th in the league in homers. Parra and Gomez have hit their way onto that list as well. All right, Rock, Hunter Strickland, second time we've seen him in the series.
He pitched on Monday against Milwaukee, a couple of strikeouts in an inning of work. He can get his fastball up as high as 99 miles an hour. He's not allowed to run in his last 12 appearances. That covers 9 2/3 innings.
Adam Lind will lead off, and Strickland, his first bullet at 96. Giants have designs on Strickland as a closer at some point. We will see about that. Those last 3 outs are the toughest. Not a lot of guys can accept that role and thrive in that role. That one misses badly.
And it's not a physical thing. It's more of a mental thing to be a good closer. He got called up from AAA on May 24th. And he's been up ever since. Why not? He's been pretty good.
Madison Bumgarner fronts that rotation for the Giants. Brewers don't see him. The Brewers have been in an amazing role here, run now, where they haven't seen the opposing team's ace. Started with Cueto and then Greinke and Kershaw in that series with the Dodgers. Trying to win the series today with a victory. That's ball 4. Adam Lind patient at the plate and draws an opening walk here in the 7th inning. Brewers have had their leadoff hitter reach base 3 times today. Had singles in the 3rd and the 4th to start innings. Still looking for that first run of the game.
And only 6 walks issued by Strickland so far this year. 5 walks before today and 32 punch outs. So that's a pretty good walk to strikeout ratio, but a leadoff walk to Adam Lind.
Here is Gomez. Gomez is 0 for 2. He just missed one his last time up. He got a hanging breaking ball and he hit it a mile high, popped it up. See if he can square one up here. Brewers have out hit the Giants 4-2. Brewers had 2 2-out hits last inning. Parra and Lucroy couldn't score them. And that gets by Sanchez. On to second goes Adam Lind.
Not even close. A couple of pitches by Strickland that haven't been close to the strike zone after walking Lind. Walks have not been an issue for this right-hander. That one not even close, and Sanchez not able to get the glove down in time.
So Bochy immediately springs into action here. He sends his pitching coach Ragetti to the mound, and he sends George Contos, one of his right-handed relievers, out to the bullpen to get loose.
Yeah, probably going to get loose in a hurry. Basically fastball slider for Strickland, and has been very good. He's given up 4 runs at home this year, only 1 run on the road.
As promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag #WishDataStrongFan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. Some ladies having a good time in the parking lot at Miller Park recently. Good picture. We're coming back at Miller Park tomorrow night. 2-0 on Gomez. Lind at second. Gomez slashes it foul. So Carlos looks like he's making a concerted effort to hit the ball to the right side in the last few days. Had a base hit to right field yesterday. He's got a bit of an opposite field swing going right now.
Well, trying to advance a base runner right here. I mean, trying to get a ground ball, if nothing else, to get Lind over to third base with less than 2 outs.
And again, trying to push the ball that way. He swings and misses. I always remember what former hitting coach and manager Dale Swaim used to say. Don't give yourself up with a ground ball. Try to drive the ball into the gap in right center field.
Don't change your swing. Just wait a little bit longer.
Brewers need to execute here, though. These opportunities are coming and going. We're in the 7th. Runner at second, nobody out. And Gomez again trying to poke one to right, fouls it away.
Man, they got Pence shaded toward the line. A lot of room out in the gap in right center and left center. I'm thinking that if he goes that way, it's going to be more down the line and in the gap.
Inning started with a walk on 4 pitches. Then a wild pitch got Lind to second. 2-2 to Gomez. Jeanette on deck, hoping for a chance to drive in a run. I'm sure he'd be fine if Gomez hit one out too.
Man, that's the other thing Dale Swain would say. Until you get 2 strikes, try and push one that way. But when you get 2 strikes, just go back to what's comfortable. Line drive down the left field line wouldn't be so bad.
Gomez pops it up. Yeah, frustrating at bat for him. Aoki, as if he's trying to make a catch in a swarm of bees, makes the catch for the first out.
And trying to angle himself away from looking right into the sun. He's kind of looking to the grandstands along the third base line as opposed to looking straight over the Brewers dugout. That's where the sun is.
So Lind still at second base. Gomez tried, couldn't get him over. And here is Scooter Gennett. Strickland has found his command after his first 6 pitches were balls. Adam Lind does not run well. He's below average speed. And we've already seen the throwing arm of Hunter Pence. Blanco has a good accurate arm. And we know how Aoki throws the ball. So it's not a guarantee that Lind would score on a base hit to the outfield. He's got to get a good jump. 1 man out, 7th inning. Brewers have stranded 3 today as Gennett tries to bunt his way on. Ball and a strike now.
That would have been a good move if there was nobody out. I mean, maybe drop down a bunt. That's the other thing that Gomez could have done, is drop down a bunt, maybe push it toward second base.
Saw Broxton in the bullpen. If the Brewers should take the lead, might see him. One and 2. Big fastball, 97 miles an hour. It looks good, but not good for you.
Now, up around the eyes, you see it well, but awfully difficult to get on top of.
Brewers need a big hit. Lind at second, the 1-2, and Gennett on the ground. Lind's on his way to third. Crawford will let him go, and a strong throw to get Gennett. I think he had an out at third base if he wanted it, but takes the sure out. 2 outs now. Lind 90 feet away, and that'll bring up Gene Segura.
I think Crawford just glad that he was able to catch that baseball. It looked like it went right through the legs of Lind as he went by, disrupting his vision, maybe his focus a little bit, and he decided just to get the out at first base.
Yeah, maybe with one out you take a chance, but when you've got the second out there for you, he takes the short out. Now Segura, little breaking ball to start the count. Buckled his knees. Segura had a single to right off Peavy in the third. Flew out to right his last time up. Scoreless game. Brewers with a runner at third base, and now Segura down in the count. 0-2. Sanchez wants it up. No balls, 2 strikes. Up there it goes, and Segura fouls it back.
And then not high enough. Segura had a pretty good one to hit there.
Brewers have had scoring opportunities on 4 occasions today where they've had a runner in scoring position. A leadoff walk. Lind, he's all the way to third with 2 outs, and Segura fouls it away, able to stay alive. This is where Segura can be dangerous for an opposing pitcher, because he's more than willing to shorten up and just try to slap the ball to right field.
And the infield hit. He has a lot of infield hits this year.
And Lind on the crack of the bat will be on the run with 2 outs. 2-strike pitch on the ground. Slow roller coming in. Crawford gloves it, throws it in time. Segura is out. The Brewers let an opportunity go by. They strand Lind at third. We're still scoreless.
The 7th here in San Francisco. Let's check out and see what's going on down on the farm, presented by Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Cody Ponce for the Timber Rattlers last night pitched 5 scoreless innings, in the 2nd round pick from this year's draft is 1-1 with a 1.42 ERA in 5 games, which includes 3 starts for the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, and looks like he's off to a solid pro career.
All right, good for Cody Ponce. 2nd round pick in this most recent draft. Saw Victor Roach had a big week as well.
Yeah, Southern League's Player of the Week. 7 games last week, hit 400.
Matt Duffy leads off, and into right field it goes on the first pitch. Counsell lets it ride with Mike Fiers and gives up a leadoff single to Matt Duffy. And the Giants put the go-ahead run on. The bullpen is active. Counsell has Will Smith throwing now.
Yeah, after Hunter Pence, it's a couple of left-handers coming up, Belt and Crawford. And you would figure this is going to be Mike Fiers' last hitter.
Pence has an infield hit today. That was that diving stop by Segura that saved a run. A little tapper foul. Pence traded to the Giants in 2012 from the Phillies. He was an Astro coming up. Played with Hall of Famer Craig Biggio. That ball's ripped left field. Parra on the run, can't get it. Off the wall it goes. Parra chases it in. They're going to send Duffy. Segura's throw to the plate. One hop. Duffy scores. And the Giants are on the board on an RBI double by Hunter Pence.
Well, he tomahawked that fastball and ripped it into the gap. I think the wind helped that one a little bit. Gerardo Parra on his horse. This is a high heater. Look at the way Pence is able to get on top of it, rip it into the gap, and Matt Duffy running pretty well. And the Giants pretty aggressive. Roberto Kelly sends it with nobody out, pretty close, but Duffy able to beat it.
And now Counsell is going to make the move. So Counsell let it ride with Fiers with a shutout going, tried to get him through the seventh, and he is out on the hook now, and he is hot. Here comes Smith. We got a pitching change at AT&T Park. Bangs one off the left center field wall. That chases Mike Fiers. And here comes Will Smith with a string of lefties and switch hitters coming up for San Francisco.
Well, he came in last night's ball game, second and third, nobody out, allowed two inherited runners to score, but nothing after that. So, Smith on in back-to-back games, nobody out, and a man at second this time.
This is a big stretch for Will Smith. Brewers down a run. Trying to keep the Giants at one. Boy, Hunter Pence just continues to deliver.
Yep.
2 stints on the disabled list this year. But when he's been healthy and when he's played, he's been productive, which is, first of all, impressive that he has a wrist injury and is able to come back and hit. And then miss so much time and then be able to come back and hit like he has.
Yeah, he's hit the ball hard all 3 times today.
He has given the Giants the lead in the 7th as Belt lines one, base hit. Pence around third. He's going to be held there. And Braun with a good throw. Brandon Belt squares one up. Will Smith still having a tough time with left-handed hitters. And now first and third with nobody out. 3 straight hits to start the inning for the Giants.
Yeah, right through the shift. Scooter Gennett playing way back into short right field. Still not able to get to it. Hit too hard to score Pence, who runs well.
That ball had some funny action on it. I wonder if Belt hit that so squarely it had a knuckleball effect. Because it really did have an interesting arc on it. I think Gennett was fooled a little bit. Not that he could have made the catch anyway, but that ball had a quick hook on it out to right field. Now Smith in desperate need of a double play. The Brewers will take a chance to turn 2 and concede a run. Try to avoid a huge inning here by the Giants. The fastball strike on Crawford. Crawford's been good against lefties this year, and he swings and lifts that one in the air. Left center, well hit. Gomez will make the catch. Deep enough to score Pence, and the Giants lead 2-0.
Well, really shame to put 2 earned runs on Mike Fiers the way he threw the baseball today. The first 2 hitters reached on Fiers in the 7th, both of them coming around to score. Excellent effort, but giving up 2 runs, and he's on the hook for the loss at this point.
First out of the inning is a sacrifice fly. Runner at first. Here's Sanchez. The switch hitter turns around, hits right-handed against Smith. Fiers goes 6+, basically the same line as Willie Peralta yesterday, except this time around the Brewers not giving him any run support, and he's on the hook for the loss. Peralta got the win yesterday with 6+ innings, 2 runs allowed. Will Smith's given up 3 inherited runners the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Relievers take pride in stranding those inherited runners, but you got to give the Giants credit.
Yeah, but yesterday it was kind of a tough situation. Second and third, nobody out.
Yeah, sac flies and ground outs that score runs. That ball's fair. Just inside the bag. Perez thought it was foul. Belt's going to end up at third, and Hector Sanchez with a double. Right away. And on Perez, the Brewer third baseman, waving at the Brewers bench to indicate he thought that was a foul ball.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter. It's not reviewable. And not much you can do about it at this point. Tony Randazzo, the third base umpire, calling it fair all the way. Let's see. Here's a good look at it. Ball bounces in front of third base. Bounces a second time in foul territory. It could have gone either way, but you can see the third base umpire calling it fair.
If it's in front of the umpire, it is not a reviewable play. So even though Perez thought it might have been foul, it doesn't change. And now it's second and third. 1 out, infield in for Adrianza. Also a switch hitter. Giants lead 2-0, threatening for more. 4th hit of the inning. Two balls and a strike. This is an out Smith has to get right here. Young utility infielder. He's in the starting lineup for the 2nd consecutive day in the absence of Joe Panik. He was missing his 2nd game with tightness in the back. And a base hit. Adrianza to right. Coming in to score is Belt. Right behind him, Sanchez. The throw to the plate. Ball skips free. 2 runs are in. Adrianza to second base. And it's all going wrong for the Brewers here in the 7th.
Yeah, Will Smith having a rough time of it here in this outing. He's given up 3 hits and a sacrifice fly. He's only been able to get 1 out. And the number 8 hitter driving in a pair with a base hit into right field. With the infield drawn in, everybody's range cut down, and you can say Adrianza trying to serve it in that direction. If Lucroy is able to hold on to it, it's going to be an out, but he can't.
And it looked like Sanchez hurt himself sliding in. He's still behind home plate, clutching at his leg. I'm not sure if it was a knee or a hamstring, but he's on his way out and doesn't look like he'll be coming back. 4 runs in on 5 hits in the inning. Still only 1 out.
I'm not sure if they gave somebody an error on this, allowing Adrianza to get into second base, unless they thought he was going to get second on the throw into home plate.
Well, that slide, that knee went right on the ball. Man. Pitching change. Counsell is going to remove Smith. Tough day out there for Will Smith. We'll take a break. And that's exactly what the Brewers have happened here in the 7th inning. 4 runs are in on 5 Giants hits, and now the 3rd pitcher of the inning, Jonathan Broxton.
Yeah, we haven't seen Will Smith get hit like that in quite some time. 3 hits, allowed 3 runs in, and here we are. Jonathan Broxton for the 40th time this year, a 6.00 earned run average for the big man. Last pitched on Saturday against the Diamondbacks and tossed a 3-up, 3-down inning.
Runner at second, 1 out. By the way, they gave an error to Lucroy there, which doesn't seem like an appropriate error.
I don't think he ever had the baseball. I mean, if he has the baseball, swipes a tag, and then loses it, I could see him give him an error, but he never had the baseball.
Can't give an error to a catcher on a play at the plate like that. It's
right.
Either, I mean, maybe if it's a nice long hop, that's one thing, but
bad call. But it doesn't matter. It's still 4 runs in.
It's either no error or an error on Braun. But it did put Adrianza to second base as Justin Maxwell pinch hits. Well, how fast it can turn. The Brewers are sitting there with a runner at second base and nobody out in the 7th inning. Looking great to get a run on the board. They fail to score. Strickland pitches out of the inning, and then the Giants erupt here with 4 in the 7th, and they're still at it. One and 2 to Maxwell. Second pinch hitter used by Bruce Bochy. Pagan and Maxwell have had at-bats. Top of the order next. 1-2 pitch. 2-2 now. All started with a single by Matt Duffy on the first pitch he saw from Fiers. Counsell sending Fiers back to the mound, a couple of right-handers to lead off, and had his lefty ready for the lefties. And even when you set all the pieces up the way you want it,
you still got to execute, right?
Still falls apart.
The Giants now 4 for 5 with runners in scoring position today, including 3 for 3 in this inning. 3 for 3 and 3 RBIs, including a sac fly. And once again, Hunter Pence right in the middle of it.
Giants are 25-9 in games that Hunter Pence has started this year. 25-9.
Yeah.
He makes that kind of difference in a team. He's made 2 huge plays today. That throw to throw out Lucroy at third was a major momentum swing, and then the base hit that gives the Giants the lead. That double just a moment ago.
And that baseball he ran down in the gap off of the bat of Perez early in the game.
Yeah, you're right. That was with Segura at first base. If that gets down, Segura will score easily from first. He's a winning player, no doubt. Full count to Maxwell. He takes ball 4. Broxton got ahead early. Maxwell draws the walk. And first and second, the 8th batter of the inning coming up for the Giants. Nori Aoki now. 2 on, 1 away. 4 runs on 5 hits. Adrianza drove in 2. Crawford had a sac fly, and Pence drove in the first run with a double.
They get Joe Panik out of the lineup, Buster Posey out, and the guys replacing him have played a big part in this inning. Adrianza with the 2 ribbies and Sanchez with a double and a run scored. Good balance to this lineup. Yeah, good guys getting it done off the bench.
Little jam shot, and Jeanette has it, flips to the bag, and the ball gets away. Not a bad try by Jeanette. He saves a run by catching the ground ball, and just tried for a desperation flip to get it out. And it was just a little out of the reach of Segura. I'm not sure he could have collected himself and gotten the runner at second, so why not?
Yeah, this is the only way you're going to be able to do this. I mean, yeah, kind of a flip. Looked like he might have had a little bit of time if he had it to do over again. Maybe try to get the baseball in his bare hand as opposed to trying to flip it out of the glove like that. But a good effort. And Segura just not able to grab it with his bare hand. And he continues.
That'll be an infield hit for Aoki. And now the Giants have batted around. Bases loaded, 1 away. Gregor Blanco at the plate. Broxton in desperate need of a double play ball here. And Blanco takes a strike. It's interesting that Counsell had Broxton throwing while the Brewers were at bat last inning. Would lead you to believe that if the Brewers had taken the lead, if they had been able to score that run, he would have had Broxton come into pitch.
Well, he was getting loose just in case Fiers' turn in the batting order came up. Didn't happen, so he sent Fiers back out.
You know, a lot of managers don't want to take their starting pitcher out who's pitching a shutout.
Right.
Bochy did with Peavy today. But Counsell let it ride with Fiers. He gives up 2 hits to start the inning. Smith really struggles today. Faced 4 batters, giving up 3 hits. Giants producing 3 runs in that stretch. And the count goes to 2-2. Former Dodger Jonathan Broxton. 2-2 pitch. Blanco fouls it away. Giants started the day a half game behind the Dodgers in the National League West. Dodgers got shut out last night by Sonny Gray in the Athletics. They play tonight, Oakland and Los Angeles. A Giants win and a Dodgers loss, and the Giants are in first place as we get to the end of July. High fly ball left field. This will be deep enough to score another run. And Adrian's is in. Sac fly number 2 of the inning and the 5th run of the inning. Second out. Blanco with an RBI. 5-0 Giants.
Yeah, both outs, run scoring outs. 2 sac flies, 1 to center, 1 to left. And the guy that started it all coming up.
10th batter of the inning coming up. Matt Duffy single to right center on the first pitch he saw of this inning. Brewers bullpen unable to stop the bleeding here today. Normally they've been very good in that category, especially. 2 on, 2 out. Duffy takes a strike. Oh, 0-2 to Matt Duffy. Now the Brewers are at the bottom of their order. Perez will lead off, and then you have a pinch hitter. But a lot of work to do today. Only 6 outs to work with and down 5 runs. And the Giants have a very good bullpen. Bochy, with a day off tomorrow, he's stacking up his high leverage late inning relievers. He's got Sergio Romo ready to come in as setup man.
Yeah, Brewers just the opposite. They don't have a day off for a while. Craig Counsell does not have the luxury of emptying out its bullpen.
This is a stretch of 20 in a row for Milwaukee. The next day off for the Brewers is August 10th. That's after the homestand. So 11 straight on the homestand, and then a team day off before the series at Wrigley Field against the Cubs.
And that affects your bullpen more than any other part of your club.
Ball and 2 strikes. 2-2. Got him. Inning ends, but damage done. Giants score 5, and they lead 5-0 as we go to the 8th. here in the Bay Area. 5-0. San Francisco scoring 5 runs in the 7th. Here's what's coming up. Miller Lite, what's on tap? Brewers Cubs beginning tomorrow night. You got Arrieta and Nelson, a couple of hard throwing right-handers going in that one. That should be some fun. And then the rest of the series shapes up like this. The Cubs have not announced a starter just yet for Sunday. They're probably hoping Cole Hamels will be the starter on Sunday. Who knows?
He's not going to make his start on Friday with the Phillies. Cole Hamels.
Jason Hamill will start for the Cubs. There will be one version of a Hamill on the mound. Sergio Romo rocked, so Bruce Bochy taking no chances here with a 5-run lead. He brings in his setup man.
Man, the looks you're having tomorrow off. Yes, Romo picked up save number 2 on Monday. Santiago Casilla, the closer with this ball club. He had worked in back-to-back games before Monday, so Romo got the save. A scoreless inning, gave up a hit. The side-arming slider pitcher, Sergio Romo.
And his variety of breaking ball velocities. He can throw that breaking ball. It's the same grip, same pitch, but he throws it up and down the speed range from in the high 70s up to the mid 80s.
Yeah,
and all points in between.
You know, fastballs normally not for strikes unless he's behind an count. Very tough on right-handed hitters.
It's a very devilish beard he's got going right now. Perez leans out on one, little flare, and the second baseman, Adrianza, makes a catch.
Yeah, right-handers hitting only 172 against Sergio Romo. Left-handed hitters a little bit different. 444 batting average against left-handed hitters.
Shane Peterson's going to pinch hit here. Brewers were riding high starting this road trip. They had swept the Pirates, split with the Indians, but they've only won twice on this road trip, in danger of dropping to 2-5 on the trip. Brewers got it to 10 games under 500. They're on this chase to get back to 500. They got it to 10. That's as close as they've been during this stretch. And a strike on the corner. 2-1 to Peterson.
Yeah, they were as many as 21 games under 500 at one point, so they've actually done a pretty good job, you know, getting to where they're at. You know, 44 and 57 coming into today's game.
Well, you got to set whatever goals you can at this point. He's trying to play better baseball each and every day. Has not been a great trip. There's a base hit. Peterson coming off the bench. He singles to right center. Well done.
That left-hander getting a base hit. Now 2 base hits off of Romo in this series for the Brewers. Jeanette with a double, and now Peterson with a single. Both of them left-handed. Right-handers have a very difficult time against this guy.
How about Peterson now? 7 for 17 off the bench. For a guy that's used to playing every day, albeit in the minor leagues, that's impressive to come up here and have that kind of success. He is on with 1 out for Gerardo Parra. The way Parra's been swinging the bat, the way he's been playing, it just, every time he comes up, when you get to the end of a game, you feel like, well, this could be his last game as a Brewer. Our shining moment brought to you by the Marshfield Clinic. Parra able to extend a hitting streak to 13 straight with a bunt single back in the 6th inning. Beautifully placed.
And no chance for Duffy. He was hoping to go foul, and the beat goes on for Gerardo.
And a ground ball. That's going to sneak through for a base hit. Peterson on his way to third. And Brandon Belt comes up limping at first base. Parra with another multi-hit game. 2 for 4 today. The Brewers have him at the corners with just 1 out.
Man, didn't hit it hard, but because Belt was holding the runner at first base, not able to get there. Hey, next time you're at Miller Park, make sure to check out the new seat upgrade feature located within the MLB.com ballpark app. You can upgrade your seats to exclusive areas such as the club level, dugout box, or even right behind home plate. Download MLB.com ballpark free for your smartphone or tablet.
Well, the Brewers have to take advantage of every opportunity here. You got the heart of the order coming up. First and third, 1 away. Lucroy, a wave and a miss. Two hits today for Luke. Had a single, a stolen base in the fourth. Thrown out at third, however, by Pence trying to advance on a fly ball. That was a big play in this game. Giants get Javier Lopez up. Brewers have left 4 today. But in more than half of the innings, they've put a runner in scoring position. Peavy started the game, retired the first 6 batters, and then in every inning, with the exception of the 5th, the Brewers have had at least a runner at second. Ground ball back to the mound, to the plate. Peterson in a rundown now. And Parra will advance, and now Lucroy's on his way to second. So the Giants do get the out, but both runners advance. Pretty good job by Peterson staying in a rundown that long.
And an ugly rundown by the Giants. Very unusual for them. He should take 1 throw. It took 3 or 4 throws to finally get him. That'll be 1 to 2 to 5 to 1 to 6. That's an area code somewhere. I should say a zip code.
All right, so reset the table here with runners at second and third, and 2 outs now for Ryan Braun. Braun had a key at bat in the 6th. Peavy won that battle. That was his last hitter. He struck out Braun with runners at second and third. I beg your pardon, first and second. He's 0 for 3 today. Returning to the lineup after back spasms.
Yeah, 12516 is the zip code, or the zip code for Kopech, New York.
Oh, okay, nice.
I was told that in my ears here.
We welcome all of the viewers from Kopech.
That's awesome work down in the truck, as if they have nothing else to do.
They don't.
Good work.
Today's game produced by Brad Weimer, directed by Mark Vittorio, and Dave Trout doing whatever he does in there.
Coming up with some very difficult trivia questions.
And don't forget about dock and tape. A wave and a miss. Braun couldn't quite wait on that breaking ball. Flutters in there, the butterfly pitch of Sergio Romo, and it's 0-2. Two outs, second and third for the Brewers. Brewers need a big hit. Try to get some on the board here. Get the Giants on their heels a bit. 0-2 pitch, and Braun strikes out. Inning over. Romo strands 2. 5-0 Giants. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th. today in the home of the world champs. It is a gorgeous weather day in San Francisco. A lot of sights here on the bay. Corey Knebel is on the mound. Rocky will try to get through this inning, get to the Brewers down 5-0 for the ninth, and see if they've got a rally in them.
Yeah, Knebel's been good. I mean, 28 strikeouts and 26 in the third innings. 24th appearance, last pitched against the Diamondbacks on Sunday.
There's a strike to Hunter Pence. He had the big hit. Pence drove in a run, the first run of the game, last inning, with a double off the wall and left. Jumped on a high fastball.
Yeah, tough guy to pitch to, Hunter Pence. I mean, a good bad ball hitter. The pitch that he hit off of Fires wasn't even a strike. It was up in the zone, able to tomahawk it into the gap, and things went downhill from there for the Brewers.
Knebel and a wave and a miss. Pence looks bad as Knebel strikes him out.
Got a nice curveball, does Corey Knebel, and when he gets ahead in the count, he puts it down there. He gets a lot of strikeouts, but also able to throw the big fastball by hitters. That one goes straight down. The classic curveball.
Here's Brandon Belt. Had a single last inning. He hit a rope to right. Feels like the Giants may be a starting pitcher away from being the elite team and the team to beat in the National League. At least to me. They've got Bumgarner fronting their rotation, but I think there's some question marks about Matt Cain. Peavy at his age, you don't know. They've got Vogelsong in the bullpen now, so he could certainly enter back into the rotation. But I don't know, Rock. You start to think about the pitchers that are available right now. You know the Dodgers are going hard after someone. But you think about Cole Hamels or David Price, maybe even Mike Leake. One more starter, if nothing else, to play defense against the other team in the division, because it looks like it's going to be a Dodgers-Giants run to the West Division title. One more starter on this Giants team, and now they start looking like the best team in the league to me.
Tim Hudson getting up there in age. He's 8-6. Earned run average for Hudson just a little bit under 5, but I tell you, that kid Heston, he can throw. You saw him on Monday.
Yeah.
He and Bumgarner are going to top out that rotation for sure.
Yeah, but Heston's a rookie, right? So that's there's an unknown there.
Never know what he's going to get you down the stretch or in the postseason.
Getting into innings that he has not approached as you start getting into September, start volume of innings. So yeah, the Giants, I mean, with their lineup and their defense and whatever you want to call what they have here in San Francisco, whether it's the vibe or the mojo or whatever it is.
Confidence.
I mean, it's all going on for the Giants here.
Yeah.
As Belt draws the walk. And a man on with one out against Knebel.
Well, they don't need a brat, that's for sure. I mean, they're pretty set with their starting lineup. They look good. They got some depth. Got some veterans coming off the bench. Bullpen's good. Yeah, maybe a starter.
Brandon Crawford had a sac fly his last time up. Part of that 5-run inning.
And two best teams we've seen this year are the two World Series clubs from a year ago.
Yeah, the Royals and the Giants, and they look that way again.
Yeah.
And the Royals just got even better. Not only did they acquire Johnny Cueto from the Reds, but yesterday they acquired Ben Zobrist, who is not one of those flashy headlines guys, but he is by all means a championship player because he can do so much for you.
Play anywhere and he can hit.
Switch hitter, play all over, infield, outfield, clubhouse guy, come off the bench. He can do whatever you want. That's a big pickup for the Royals. And I think psychologically it announces that the Royals are all in, right? I mean, they are all in. They have a good team anyway, but now they've become even better. Dodgers did make a move, made it official today. Matt Latos, coming from the Marlins to the Dodgers. Matt Latos and Michael Morse traded to Los Angeles. But I feel like the Dodgers are going to do more. You know they're in the Cole Hamels sweepstakes, maybe Mike Leake.
Hey, Yvonne Gallardo, might be available. He's having a good season.
Ground ball, second base. Jeanette to second, out there. No chance at a double play. 2 outs in the inning. There is a report, by the way, on that Latos Morse deal. I jumped the gun and called it official. It's not been made official yet. It's been reported that there is a bit of a snag in that deal, so got to be careful this time of year with trade rumors. That's my fault, but that deal, according to many who are covering it, including Ken Rosenthal, our own Ken Rosenthal, feels like that is a deal that's going to happen. So we'll wait it out, but that would be a pickup for the Dodgers. Who knows what Latos is going to be like in Los Angeles. Didn't pitch very well with the Marlins. Trade deadline Friday, 3 p.m. Central.
Yeah, a couple days left, right?
Saw Clayton Kershaw had his start scratched tonight. He won't pitch until Friday. Wonder if the Dodgers are trying to trade Clayton Kershaw. Just kidding.
Yeah. That'd be a surprise, huh?
Just had his start pushed back after he had a complete game against the Mets his last time out. So they're going to start him against the Angels Friday. Cole Hamels is scheduled to start for the Phillies Friday, but who knows?
Might be somebody else.
Swing and a miss. Sanchez strikes out to end the inning. So Knebel with a couple of Ks. Last call for the Brewers here. We go to the 9th inning. Brewers down 5-0. Hotel and Casino. Book your stay now. Coming down to the end here in San Francisco, the Brewers in danger of losing this series. 2 out of 3 to the Giants. Giants lead 5-0. A 5-run seventh. This was a beautifully pitched game. Peavy and Fiers. And then Fiers started the 7th inning, faced 2 batters. Smith came on. He struggled. And then Broxton allowing a walk and another hit and another sac fly in that 5-run inning. Bochy's going to go with Javier Lopez to finish this one off.
Yeah, with the day off tomorrow, maybe needs some work. 49th appearance, and Lopez with a 171 earned run average. Look at the opponent batting average, 128. It's been very good so far. 2 veteran left-handers down in that Giants bullpen, Affeldt and Javier Lopez.
Adam Lind had a walk in the 7th. Ended up at second base with nobody out in that 7th inning. That's when the game turned. The Brewers were unable to get Lind home in that inning. And then the Giants scored 5 runs in the bottom of that frame. Broken bat grounder to Belt. There is out number 1. Giants take tomorrow off, then they head to Texas. They start a key road trip in their pursuit of a division title. They've got a 10-game road trip coming up. Texas, Atlanta, and then they'll go to Wrigley to play the Cubs. Giants also have a road trip, not this upcoming road trip, Rock, but the next one in late August that goes through St. Louis and Pittsburgh. That's a 7-game road trip against 2 very good teams.
Be a tester for them.
And then once they get back from that trip, they're pretty much on Pacific time the rest of the season. Gomez to short. 2 outs. 2 up, 2 down for Lopez. Looks like Chris Davis is going to get an at-bat here. Pinch hitting for Jeanette. The Brewers are coming home. Cubs tomorrow. 4-game series with Chicago. Hope you'll make plans to join us. Have some fun at Miller Park. 11-day, 11-game homestand for Milwaukee. And then the Brewers are only gone for 3 days. They go to Wrigley Field and then right back home for 6 more. So 17 of the next 20 days will be at Miller Park. We are looking forward to it.
Settle in at home, right?
Finally.
4-game series against the Cubs.
Cubs are right there in that wild card picture. Cubs won today. They beat the Rockies. Day game at Wrigley. Jose Reyes in the lineup for the first time for Colorado. Cubs won at 3-2 behind John Lester. He had 14 strikeouts today. Anthony Rizzo and Dexter Fowler both homered in that game. Davis down the left field line, foul. 1-2 the count. Brewers down to their last strike. Tomorrow it'll be Jimmy Nelson for the Brewers against Jake Arrieta for the Cubs. And we'll be on the air tomorrow at 6:30 for Brewers Live. Swing and a miss, and that's how the game ends. Sanchez secures it at first, and the Giants shut out the Brewers. A combined